Hey, what's going on? How you guys doing tonight? My name's Anton Libropoulos. I'm super pumped to be out here. I'm very grateful. You guys are in the right place. I see a bunch of you are already in here. Let me know where you guys are from. I'm originally from New Orleans. I live in San Diego now after I embarked on a journey that you guys are about to embark on us with us tonight. Dave says, anyone here yet? Yes, Dave, we are live, baby. Robert says, just you and myself, I believe. Well, not anymore. What's up, Zach? Shannon says, hey, everyone, I'm tuning in from Toronto, Canada. Robert says, hello from Kelowna, BC. I got my autopilot over here. Hello from Grand Rapids. What's up, Dave? Brady from Calgary. Let me know where you guys are from. I see a lot of people starting to pour in here like crazy. Go ahead and let us know where you guys are from, and we'll go ahead and get started here in just a second. So my name's Anton. I'm really pumped to be out here, and I remember when I was a little kid, I had hopes and dreams, and then as I got older, things started to like die. And I remember a very specific moment when I was a little kid, because nowadays, like, I go for things that I want, right? Like I see something I want, I go for it. But it wasn't always like this. When I was a kid, I had a lot of problems speaking up for myself. I had problems speaking what my wants. I had a trouble just going for things. I was afraid of judgment. I was afraid of what people thought about me. And that really held me back, because I saw, as I grew older and I got into college, I saw a lot more people dealing with this. And I remember a specific moment when I was a little kid. I wanted to go play the drums for the first time. I thought it was going to be so much fun. I told my music teacher, I was like, I want to play the drums. I want to play the drums. And she says, no, you should play the saxophone. And she talked to my mom about it, and I was like, I want to play the drums. And they're like, no. My mom agreed with her, and she's like, you should play the saxophone. Nothing against the saxophone, but I wanted to play the drums because I could be creative and, learn a beat and really, express myself. And in that moment when I said no and they told me, no, don't do that, I took on this belief that I shouldn't speak up for the things that I want. I shouldn't go after the things I want in life. And it wound up leading down a path to when I got to college. I didn't go for what I wanted anymore. I believe that I should just follow directions. I should do what other people tell me to do. I should just follow what other people recommend that I do. And it wound up like sending me off on all these million different directions because I was just living out other people's expectations and what they thought I should do. And when I got to college and I got to my senior year, and I remember going to this event with all these advisors and a bunch of other college students and a bunch of other professors. There was this big meeting with about 100 students, and it was like my last year in college. And they're like, hey, who knows what they want to do with the rest of your life? Or who is still trying to figure out, is what he said. One of these advisors came up and he asked that. And of course, I'm raising my hand. Every student in there is raising their hand like, we're trying to figure out what we want to do with the rest of our life, right? We ask ourselves that. And that guy, after we all raised our hand, he goes, me too. And at that moment, this guy was in his 50s. He's here and advising a bunch of college students, and he's still trying to figure it out. And that's why he's still stuck at this college advising people. He's still stuck. He hasn't figured it out. And that's when the blinders really came off for the first time. And I was like, whoa, a lot of people are dealing with this. People are not speaking up. They're not going after the things they want anymore. And they're like, their dreams are starting to die. And I saw the path that I was on. If I would have kept going down that path, I would have wound up like that guy in my 50s, tons of regret, still trying to figure it out, not knowing what's going on in the world, really what's going on in the world, and just being, frustrated and like feeling like I have no power. And over time, as I started to travel around and I started to dig deeper, I came across somebody who really opened my eyes up to the whole world and showed me what was really happening. And tonight, I'm going to share with you what he shared with me that changed my life, that led me to go down a different path, but a path that I chose. And it wasn't easy at first, but once I figured it out, everything started to open up. I've been able to move out to San Diego and live with successful people. And it's just been amazing. I've been able to build other businesses, and I have one. You're going to see kind of what we're doing here and how you can do this for yourself, more importantly. So I'm super pumped. Let's get into this. Let's get started. Let's see. So we got Jason from Denver. Brady's from Calgary. Hello from Dan Rabbits. Yeah, anyone else that's jumping in here, go ahead and let us know where you guys are from. We're right at the top of the hour, so let's hit this off and let's get started. I got my co-pilot Jake with me. He's actually in the he's right next to me. He'll be inside the chat. So, all right, guys, let's get rolling. My name is Anton, and I'm going to be hosting this workshop for you today. I'm going to be showing you exactly how this college student skipped a career and built a multiple six-figure lifestyle business instead, and the exact system 37 others have used to do the same. Now, yes, I am that college student, and we'll get a little bit more into who I am in just a few minutes. But first, I want to promise you that you're going to get a lot of value today. I'm going to show you how you can create a 6 and 7-figure income with a business you can build in as little as 5 hours per week, so you can create a safe exit from your career when you feel comfortable. So imagine being excited to wake up and get your day started, making your own hours. You can ditch the meaningless meetings and becoming your own boss and answering to nobody but yourself. And your commute is dropping from whatever it is, let's say it's 30 minutes to an hour, to mere seconds, all while contributing and experiencing the world in a way you thought was never possible. And this is Jake's reality. Jake had done everything right. He was the first in his family to get a college degree from a great school. He moved out to California and got a job at a startup company. And at 22, things were looking up. As the years went by, though, cracks in the veneer started to show. And on the outside, he was successful as an engineer, helping save lives, building medical devices. Yet over the years, a sinking feeling started to develop, and an itch at first to do something more with his life. And having no one to show him how, that itch grew into discomfort, and his effort at work began to wane. And with that, he started feeling the shame of not playing full out in his life despite working 50 to 60 hours a week. Even worse, he started to live for the weekends, spending his money on concerts, trips, or personal development seminars, and nothing seemed to inspire him for longer than a few days until he met me. And then suddenly, there, I laid out a method in front of him to not only doing something more with his life, I also allowed him to, I also showed him a way to where he could hike outside more and go on many trips. And in the long term, I showed him that he could generate enough to build his dream of helping to save wild nature spots. He really loves the natural outside world. That's his element. Once Jake realized that was possible, he jumped right in, and because he worked closely with me, he was able to make $1,120 in his first month. And within 7 months, he was able to quit his engineering job and being an entrepreneur, and became an entrepreneur full time. Soon after quitting his job, he was able to take a 2-week trip to Utah with his brother that he had been putting off for 2 years because he could never get enough time off work. And that was really awesome. I remember actually when he did that. That was really cool. And now he works on his schedule, no longer dealing with long commute or getting up early for someone else's dream. So here's Melissa. You might get to hear her story. She'll come out here live. I'll have a bunch of people at the end of this that'll come out and share their experience with everything. But she came in here and she was actually able to make her first sale online in her first 13 days. So that was really cool to see her, kind of take off, and came in here and took action very quickly. It was really cool to see her because she has all this energy and she's really evolving and upping up her business. And here's Ryan. Ryan was an interesting cat. Like I've known him for about a year and a few months now. And when he came across me, he was still in college and he was like really frustrated because he was like trying to figure out what he wanted to do with the rest of his life. And he comes in, he plugs in, he gives it a shot, and he goes at it. And he wound up hitting an $8,000 month 2 months or 3 months before he graduated in his last year to finish up his bachelor's degree. And his parents are like, oh, you need to go get this job. You need to go do this. You need to get a career, all this stuff. He said, forget that. He moves out to California, leaves all that old life behind, and now he's getting speaking gigs and speaks around the country on entrepreneurship and how to build from nothing and how the world is changing. And Now he's done, almost $40,000 in total revenue in just a single month. Now, after working with hundreds of people, I want you to know it's completely normal if you feel completely directionless, starting to check out work because you can't stand being there, stuck living someone else's life if you feel like that. Maybe you feel your parents are proud, yet you feel completely void of fulfillment on the inside. And you're wondering if this is it. You might be watching this with a seed of doubt in your mind. I get that. And you might be thinking, but people will think I'm crazy for leaving a high-paying job. And I have a stable career. Leaving to start a business is a massive risk. What if I quit and it doesn't work out? How will I explain the employment gap on my resume? But has living a life of other people's expectations made you happy so far? And I'm going to show you how to build a business without the risk or having to leave your career before you're ready. And if this is possible, why doesn't everyone do it? And I'm going to be honest with you. A lot of people fail doing what I'm about to show you. It actually became extremely disheartening as I would show these people how to build this type of business, only to see them struggle and eventually give up. I had to go back to the drawing board and assess why so many people were failing. And it hit me. I was taking on the wrong kind of people who just didn't have the foundational skills to make this thing work. And that's when I realized by showing people who already had a post-secondary education and in a successful career, they already had the skills required. You may not realize, but it's taken an exceptional amount of focus, resources, perseverance, organization skills, and just a general ability to learn and implement new ideas for you to get to where you are today. And that's really all you need to succeed with what I'm about to show you. So if you're tired of sitting in a cubicle for 8 hours a day under fluorescent lights, playing the office politics game, and maybe some backstabbing, I hope that's not happening, but you're worrying about what your boss thinks about you, or maybe you've been passed over for a promotion or rejection that you'll never quite make sense of, and then the fakeness of the corporate world, then I urge you to stay until the very end of this workshop and soak up everything that I go over here. I want to introduce to you something I actually just learned, and it's the regret minimization framework. This is what Jeff Bezos, the founder of Amazon, used when he was deciding whether he should leave his high-paying hedge fund job to start Amazon, which was initially a website that sold books back in the 90s. A massive risk since the internet was still largely unproven. His boss thought it was a great idea for someone who didn't already have a great job. But his wife was supportive, so it really came down to what he thought was the right thing to do. So he fast-forwarded himself to 80 years old. And this is what he said. The framework I found, which made the decision incredibly easy, was what I called, which only a nerd would call, a regret minimization framework. So I wanted to project myself forward to age 80 and say, okay, now I'm looking back on my life, I want to have minimized the number of regrets I have. And I knew that when I was 80, I was not going to regret having tried this. I was not going to regret trying to participate in this thing called the internet that I thought was going to be a really big deal. I knew that if I failed, I wouldn't regret that. But I knew the one thing I might regret is not ever having tried. And I knew that that would haunt me every day. And so when I thought about it, when I thought about it in that way, it was an incredibly easy decision. He went on to say how projecting that far into the future can help you take your focus off of the day-to-day things that you might get hung up on. For example, he left the middle of the year walking away from his annual bonus. But looking at it from a longer time perspective made it much easier to see what was actually important. All right, so this is pretty good stuff so far, right? So we're just about to crack into the good stuff here, but I want to quickly let you know who I am in the next little while together here. Makes sense, you know where I'm coming from. So my name is Anton Libropoulos, and I went to college, and I did not want to follow the traditional career path. I bought every system and promise on the internet to avoid going down the traditional career path. And I went $26,000 in debt. And I was down, discouraged, and even a bit angry that I had been taken advantage of with big promises and empty claims. It wasn't until I found the right mentor that I started building a real business online, which allowed me to recover all my debts and now generate over $30,000 per month entirely online. And today I speak on stages across the continent on entrepreneurship because I've become passionate about helping others do the same. Not just because it's a better way to live your life, but it's something bigger. I truly believe entrepreneurial social change is the answer to some of society's biggest problems. And I'll talk about how I plan on tackling that a little bit later in this presentation, but let's dig in. So today we're going to go over I'm not going to say that you're going to make six figures overnight, but here are some of the people that started earning a nice side income. So here's Amanda. She'll come on at the end of this and share her story. She was able to do $770 in her first 2 weeks. Tatiana came in here. She did $1,300 in her first 5.5 weeks. Omar did $1,120 in his first 4 weeks after getting started. And then here's Eric. He did $1,386 in his first 9 weeks. Then we have Melissa. She did her first sale in 13 days after getting started. There's Mick. He'll come on at the end of this and share his story. He did $2,620 in his first 2 months. Ali did $1,800 in his first 3 weeks after getting started. And Aram did $978 in his first 6 weeks. Today, we're going to go over the 3 steps to growing a six-figure business on the side. Step 1 is all about choosing the right business model. We want to make sure we get this right. Step 2 is removing the blinders. Step 3 is where we wrap it up so you learn how to automate your efforts so you only work hard once. So step 1 is choosing the right business model. Here's a stat I recently pulled up. Only 20% of businesses ever make it past their first year, which is insane to think of. That means 4 out of the 5 businesses that start won't see a second year. And to me, that stat is not only alarming, but really quite sad. 80% of the people that opened a business decided to put it up all on the line and maybe even mortgage their homes and left a good paying job and failed. And that's the type of risk you face with traditional business models. You have to buy or rent real estate, and if you rent, it's often in the form of a fixed term lease, anywhere from 1 to 5 years at roughly $2,500 to $5,000 per month. And you have to invest in inventory so you actually have something to sell, and that can cost anywhere from $20,000 to $50,000. You have store frontage and signs, and that can run anywhere from $1,000 to $10,000, and you have to hire and manage employees, which that will run you $2,000 plus per month. On a side note, the image having to fire somebody, not because of stealing, that'd be easy to fire them, but they just weren't capable of doing their job. Like, I couldn't even imagine doing that myself. And then you have marketing and advertising, which is essential, but let's say you play it conservative and only put in about $500 per month. And then you also have to deal with limited hours. Say you're open from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. That's 12 hours per day you're not making sales. Let's take a look at a mock scenario. We'll call it the Sunglass Shack. So we lease 4,000 square feet at $10 per square foot. So that's $4,000 per month. And you invest in inventory, we'll buy, let's say, 300 sunglasses at $15 each. That's $4,500. We'll sell the sunglasses for $50, which brings in a profit of $35 profit per pair. So $4,000 rent divided by 35 profit equals 142 sunglasses per month just to break even. If we want 100,000 per year business, we will sell 380 sunglasses per month. And now you may have noticed that's not including bookkeeping, managing inventory, paperwork, taxes, signage, payroll and managing employees, marketing and advertising, and legal. And the list goes on. But what if you could avoid all of that, build a business that makes six figures on the side by selling other businesses' products? So they can worry about the rent, bookkeeping, managing inventory, managing employees, government paperwork, marketing and advertising, and legal stuff. And you only have to take a fraction of the risk. This is called affiliate marketing. Now, you might be wondering, whose products am I going to sell? The answer, almost any business will compensate you for sending them sales. And I know that might sound crazy. Like, does that even sound crazy? In reality, it's just a commissioned sales rep. And since sales are the oxygen of every business, companies are happy to pay you to make sales for them. They only pay you when you make a sale, so there's no upfront costs or potential for problems for them upfront. All right, so let's do a little demo here. I'm going to Google Best Buy affiliate program. That's interesting. Hatchbook. They put an ad up there. So Best Buy, join the affiliate program. You saw that was an ad right there. Let's see, earn money, partner with a trusted brand. Joining is easy and free. Click there, join now. Boom. Let's go to Walmart. Let's try this one. This is a brand that everyone knows of. Got two different ads up top. Shopify. Apply through our secure online form. Wait for approval 24 hours. Become a member. Generate your ads and start your campaign. Boom. It's as easy as shopping. Let's do Amazon affiliate program. See there, Amazon affiliates. You guys see how, this is pretty much easy. Join now for free. Boom. And that's basically it. So let's see. I'm going to read some of the chat here. So can you guys see the video? Okay, it's there. Hi from Quebec. Okay. I'm going to read some of the chats. Say hi to you guys. Oh, said, do you help my brothers? Hi from Quebec. What's up, guys? Minnesota. What's up, Ben? Hello. All right. I'm going to get back into this. Okay, so let's do this. Okay, so you see the magic here. Let's say you decide to promote some products from Best Buy, the Sunglass Hut, Apple, and Amazon. And you decide that you don't like Best Buy's affiliate policy. You can decide to stop promoting the product right there on the spot. And what if you realize you're just not making enough money off the sunglasses, or it's simply too seasonal? You're done with them. You don't have to worry because you still have Apple and Amazon sales making you money while you go out and find other products to promote. And there are literally thousands of products to promote. Now, I know you might be wondering, yeah, but do people actually make money doing this? Which brings us to step 2, which is taking off the blinders. But before we dig into that, let's have some fun. So I'm going to ask you a little question. We're going to get interactive. So pull out a piece of paper and a pen if you don't already have one. Now, how many uses can you think of for a paperclip? Let me set my timer here for 2 minutes. Write down all the uses you can come up with a paperclip and let your imagination run wild. For example, it can be practical like a bookmark or something less practical like a fishing hook. And go. So go ahead, just write it down on a piece of paper. Don't write it in the chat yet. And just all the different ways that you can think of for a paperclip, that you can use a paperclip. What about 45 seconds? What about a minute and 15 seconds? We got 45 seconds left. See Veronica from Punta Gorda, Aziz from Morocco, Ashlyn from KY, is that Kentucky? Minnesota, Andrea from Quebec. About 10 seconds left. And stop. Okay. All right. So how did you do? Post your results in the chat box. And don't worry, I won't read out your name. I just want to see. So like if you came up with 10, 20, 50, 100, 200, whatever. There's no right answer here. Just mark how many uses you came up with. And I'm going to read those results here in just a sec. I have about a 15-second delay, so I'll wait for you guys. So go ahead and post the number of uses that you came up with. So Veronica says 13. We got 8. 16. Nice. Got some intelligent people in here. All right. Cool. So what do you think most people get? The average is about 15 to 20. Some people who do really well can go over 200. Now, I know you only had a couple of minutes there, but did you feel like you were already racking your brain for different uses? Do you think you were anywhere near 200? This is actually a practice that lends itself to something called divergent thinking. The definition came from dictionary.com, and it defines it as thinking in an unusual and non-stereotyped way. Example, to generate several possible solutions to a problem. Or in other words, they actually did a study on it doing what you just did, trying to come up with as many uses for a paperclip as possible. So let's see, we got 12, 6, 10, Philvy 10, 6. Nice. So here's how the study worked. There was 1,500 kindergarten students. The study set a number at which they could qualify as geniuses at divergent level thinking. Can you guess how many of those students tested at genius levels? I actually already hit it, so you might have caught it. We'll see if you guys, or what you guys think. Winston Stone. The answer is 98%. So 98% of the 1,500 kindergarten students qualified as geniuses at Divergent Thinking. Here's where it gets more interesting, though. They retested those same children at 10 years old, and how many do you think still qualified for genius level thinking? The number actually dropped to 32%. Then they retested again at 15 years old, and only 10% for genius level. And in a separate study, they tested 200,000 25-year-olds with the same question. How many do you think hit genius level? It was just 2%. Sir Kevin Robinson, who's an educationist and a former university professor, advisor on education boards, hosted a TED Talk where he went over this study and is convinced this is largely due to the education system. When you're told there's only one right answer, your brain starts to become very efficient in only looking for that one right answer and rejecting the rest. And applying that to career choices. So think back when you were young and what you wanted to do when you grew up. It was never inhibited by income, prestige, what your family wanted you to do. Nothing was out of bounds. And in turn, you saw all these different roads that you could go down. Then as we start to grow up, we start to have those things verbally beaten out of us. And maybe it's a comment from a teacher that says, you're not very good at one thing. Next, your mom and dad that tells you it's not possible. And to be realistic, a friend who says you don't have the certain thing to make your dream a reality. Now, if that doesn't take too much for that foundation of self-doubt, then eventually your imagination does the rest of the job. A loop of negative self-talk convinces you that the only path that's possible is what society has deemed as acceptable. I want to show you a short video from Steve Jobs that discusses this. You might have seen it before, but it's one of those videos you could happily watch every morning. In fact, I almost recommend that you do.
When you grow up, you tend to get told that the world is the way it is, and your life is just to live your life inside the world, try not to bash into the walls too much, try to have a nice family life, have fun, save a little money. That's a very limited life. Life can be much broader once you discover one simple fact, and that is everything around you that you call life was made up by people that were no smarter than you. And you can change it. You can influence it. You can build your own things that other people can use. Once you learn that, you'll never be the same again.
And that's why more people aren't doing it. They simply don't believe, because they've been taught by society there's only one right answer, and that's to be a cog in the wheel. Anything outside of that is too big of a risk. But the simple fact is, you have stumbled on a rare opportunity by being on this workshop. Have you ever heard pioneers get arrows in their back? There was a study conducted by Peter Golder and Jared Tellis. They found that people who pioneered markets experienced a 47% failure rate, and the fast followers actually did the best by only experiencing an 8% failure rate. How quickly did the fast followers follow? Roughly 13 years later. And that's good news for you, is the industry has been pioneered. 40% of Amazon sales in 2013 were from affiliates. And ClickBank, which is a website where publishers can put their products on for affiliates to promote, paid out $2 billion to online clients during the economic recession from '08 to 2011. And Forrester Research forecasted the affiliate marketing industry to reach $4 billion in annual revenue by 2014. And that's pretty cool, right? So have we removed the blinders that were put on you without your knowledge by the society that wants you to conform and be another cog in the wheel, and the well-intentioned comments from teachers, friends, and family? Let's actually stop here for a couple minutes and answer any questions that you guys might have. This is an extremely important step to understand for making this work. So go ahead, post any questions you have so far about what's going on in the comments below. I know Patel says, how long is this webinar? We got about another 30 minutes, bud. So I see some of your other comments. Mr. Ibizo says 10. Oh, okay, so those are the comments from the other thing. All right. We'll wait just a second. All right, awesome, guys. So let's keep moving. By now, you should be wondering, okay, how do I set this up? That's where we're going to cover in step 3. That's what we're going to cover in step 3, automating your efforts so you only have to work hard once. All you need are 3 elements: the ad to bring people in, a page on your website, and then the product that you want to sell. And in this case, we'll say it's a laptop on Best Buy. Now, this might seem daunting. I totally get that. And for years, getting set up online was extremely difficult. You either had to know how to code and spend hours in front of your computer building a website, or you had to hire a coder or a website developer, which back at that time could run you over 10 grand. Yep, Dave, we're getting right into it. That's a great question, man. On May 27th, 2003, a website builder called WordPress was launched. And essentially, if you could use a word processing doc like Microsoft Word or Pages, you could put a good-looking website online. Now, since then, things have evolved further to be even easier. So my website tool and thousands of other website tool of choice is actually called ClickFunnels. And it's specifically built to put up websites that are made to sell. So I'm going to walk you through that right now. So I have it pulled up, and you can get a ClickFunnels account, and then you go to Add New. So this is to set up a new funnel. So let's just pick one. Let's pick one that you guys are familiar. So a webinar funnel. We're on a webinar funnel right now. So we just pick a template. We can pick any one we want. Let's go to the high ticket live webinar. Oh, that's one we gotta pick. Okay, so let's pick a free one. Oh, let's do this one. Never done a Conquer before. Get funnel. This is really simple. And what makes this so simple is that they have all the steps already built. So this is what the page would look like. So what we do is we just click on Edit Page. And we can come in here and we can change anything. So we can switch this picture to myself, to Jake, to one of you guys. And by Genghis Khan and Julius Caesar. So how to make your way to conquer the world. And you can come in here and you can just put your name in there. So I'll put mine. Pretty cool. Me and Julius Caesar are going to present this webinar to you on how to conquer the world. So you see how this is like really simple. And we can put like a little welcome video right here, you know, and they've got all these elements. This I love. This makes this so easy to start a business these days. Where can I, let's see, where can I actually do the text? Where's the button text? Oh, there we go. So we can just change this. Anton is present. See how we can write anything in here? It's very easy. So that's basically how it works. And then you have a custom page. and you could just save this and then preview it, and then whatever changes you made, you'd have your own custom page. Pretty cool, right? Okay, so let's get back into this. So Rebecca says, are we given a website? Yes, we'll present. We're actually going through all that right now, Rebecca. And does the 90% cover building out content? That's up to you if you want to do it on your own, or you can use the content we have provided. Jamie says, do you show us how to open a open-ended question? Channing says, how do we open an affiliate company? We're showing you that right now, Channing. So that's a great question, man. Now, I'm not going to lie to you and say that's all it takes. Of course, there's a ton of little intricacies that play a role in making this work, but I'm just giving you the crash course at the moment. But once you have this figured out, the real fun begins, because what I'm going to show you has no limit to its scale. And I'm not sure if you noticed when I used this slide earlier, but you can replicate this exact same system over and over again for different products. So imagine being able to do something once and continue to get paid for it for weeks, months, or even years. So you can stop selling your time for money and live a life on your own terms. And no, you can't set up a drinking bird like Homer did on The Simpsons, but we're actually not too far away from that. And this is how you set this up. So you sign up for a ClickFunnels account, write a review of the page of the product you want to sell, write an ad and direct it at the review page you wrote, tweak as appropriate until for every dollar you spend, the company you're selling for is giving you back $2. And at that point, it can feel like you're actually printing money. Because then you know if you want to make more money, you simply put more money in. And this is the exact system that has allowed Jake, who's actually going to come on at the end of this workshop, quit his engineering job in 7 months. Kayla went from $2,000 a month as a dental assistant to $52,000 in a single month. Jesse did $91,000 in 1 month after getting started 13 months ago. He's actually about a year and a half now. Then we have Mike did $16,000 in a single day. Then we have Ryan. He went from $8,000 in a summer to $8,000 a month, and now he's done almost 40 grand. So we're going to update that. Then we have Brian, who went from $200,000 to $700,000 in about a year and a half. Now he has more time with his family. And here's Aaron, the former electrician, turned first $1,000 commission in his first 30 days. I'm not going to lie to you, these people worked their butts off to get the results that they got. So to recap, 3 steps to growing a 6-figure business on the side. Step 1 is choosing the right business model. Step 2 is removing the blinders. And step 3 is set up and scale. So how to build a business by only working once. And on this workshop, I showed you a business model you can build to 6 or even 7 figures without taking any of the risks of a traditional business. I showed you how easy it is to find affiliate programs with some of the most reputable businesses on the planet. We had a bit of fun with a divergent thinking test and why Sir Kevin Robinson suggests that progressively lower test scores are due to the sheltered approach of the education system. I shared some eye-opening stats on why first movers advantage is actually not an advantage at all, and why you have an opportunity right now to be a first follower, reducing your chance of failure by 39%. And I showed you how you can easily set up all this within the drag and drop website builder, ClickFunnels. So did I keep my promise? And is it safe to say our time together this far has been valuable for you? And are you excited about the potential to build a real business online? And based on your background and skills, I have complete confidence in you to make this work. But before you set out on this journey alone, I want to share a stat I recently came across. By the way, you may have noticed by now that I love stats. It might be the college student in me. But anyway, it takes people on average 3 to 5 years before they make money online. Now, you might be thinking, college was fun, but I don't want to do it all over again. But what if I could cut that 3 to 5 years down to as little as 3 to 5 months for you by eliminating the years of studying required and the inevitable failures that every entrepreneur must face on their path to success, I'd like to introduce you to GAZ, the step-by-step affiliate marketing training and business system. Now, you'll remember, affiliate marketing already eliminates almost all of the headaches of a traditional business, so you don't have to worry about leasing space, inventory, store frontage, hiring and managing employees, marketing and advertising, and limited hours. All of the things are not your problem with affiliate marketing. You're left with, obviously, the marketing. So now this was a simplified overview of what that process looks like. Because just like if you were to describe what you do at your job, you wouldn't tell every little intricacy that's required. But what it can really look like is this. This is a funnel we're working on for one of our own projects. And any of these pieces can cause an entire marketing campaign to fail, also known as lose money if not executed perfectly. So you can see where the studying and skills comes in. But I want to take all of the weight of that off your shoulders and take care of almost every component of it for you. So that means you won't have to worry about writing emails that effectively sell your product or dealing with any complex email marketing software. Cuts out those. You won't have to worry about creating website pages or, again, racking your brain trying to figure out the best thing to say to make a sale. Get rid of that. Or segmenting your audience based on who purchased, who didn't, and how much they've seen or didn't see. Cut out that. Then what do I have to do is what you're asking. And all you have to worry about is this, the ad. Just get extremely good at this one thing, and everything you've seen in this workshop will be possible for you. This is the absolute fastest way to success and starting to really understand how this whole thing works. But how do I get really good at ads? With our step-by-step Facebook ad training, so you can get your ads up and running in the shortest time possible. And here's what you're going to get. A step-by-step over-the-shoulder training so you never get stuck or left wondering what to do next. A fill-in-the-blank templates so you never have to worry about putting out a bad ad that loses money. And our recommended ad budget strategy that increases the amount of people that see your ad by thousands without spending an extra penny. This isn't your normal Facebook. Your friends that you already have will never see this unless you want them to. Facebook advertising courses currently sell for $2,000 and up, so this is a $2,000 value you'll be getting. So why Facebook? Because over 2 billion active monthly users as of the Q3 of 2017 are on there. And it's extremely focused targeting, so you can zero in on exactly who you want to see your ads and not worry about wasting money. It's very affordable, so you can start running ads for as little as $5 per day. And a question I get a whole lot when giving away this much value is, why are you doing this? Why not just keep this secret and make a quiet fortune in the background? Well, remember earlier when I said I was passionate about this on a bigger level, entrepreneurial social change? Well, one of my mentors has built a business like this and had the manpower and financial power behind him to actually contribute towards a well in Tanzania that provides clean water to 235 people. They also raised over $20,000 for an organization called Change Heroes, which helps impoverished communities through shelter, education, and health. And that's the bigger picture to me. I want to grow a network around me of people that, when we put our resources together, can make real change. Because while this lifestyle business is nice, it's not everything. So how is this quest for building a group focused on social change? Well, here's just a few of the people that have taken action and joined us on our quest to make a real difference in the world. Sean and Melissa did $260,000 and $500. Ashley and Caitlin both earned over $120,000. Garrett with over $225,000 in commissions. He actually just passed, I think, like a $58,000 a month or something like that. Eric, who did over $275,000. Brandon, who did $112,070. Brandon, who did over $300,000. Aaron has pulled in over $214,000. Travis, who did 56,483. Blair, who did over 110,000 bucks, and myself, which I've now done over $240,000 in commissions. That's a total of $1,947,512. And across just 10 people, that's not even including everyone who's joined us. Now, is this awesome or what? To not only be able to escape your current career, but to be able to join a group of like-minded individuals who are looking to change the world. Okay, so here's everything you're going to get. Now, if you remember when I showed you on the example of your website using ClickFunnels, that tool is actually $297 per month, but you won't have to worry about that because all these pages will be built for you. The email marketing platform that I showed you we're using to build out our own funnel at the moment, that can cost as high as $199 per month. You don't have to worry about that either. That's all taken care of for you. The Facebook ads training, the one aspect that you need to get dialed in to make this system work. Like I said, there's courses that sell for $2,000 and up and for Facebook ads training. Plus, you're going to get access to templates of ad campaigns that went to generate 7 figures that you can literally just drop and copy and paste them in, removing all the guesswork. That's a total value of $7,496. Now, I think you can agree, based off of the absurdly high tuition fees of college and universities, that really just gives you a ticket into a job. This price is completely fair. But I'm not going to charge you anywhere near that price. You're not even going to pay half of that $3,748. So let me ask you, if all this program did was let you safely leave your career in the next year, instead of the 20, 30, 40 plus years you're looking at until retirement right now, would you pay $1,000 for it? Let me see your answer in the chat box. So go ahead, let me know in the chat box what your answer is. So go ahead and comment in, if all this program did was let you safely leave your career in the next year, instead of the 20, 30, 40 plus years you're looking at until retirement right now, would you pay even $1,000 for it? Go ahead, just comment below. All right. Valuable information, motivating. Jason says 100%. Robert says, yeah. He says he likes that. Yes, sir. Can't at once, but I like a monthly plan. Awesome. All right, I'm getting a lot of yeses here. Sweet. So how much is it for you today? I'm going to give you full access to everything you've seen here for just $99 per month. Now, before I show you where to sign up, since you've sat with me here for the past hour on this webinar, I want to sweeten the deal by eliminating all of the roadblocks that might get you in the way. The first one I want to take care of you is finding the perfect product, which can literally take weeks of scouring through hundreds of websites to find that one product that's going to make you money. So to kick things off, I want to give you the ability to start promoting a product that I know people are willing to buy. The first one is this exact platform, the GAZ Affiliate Marketing Training and Business System. Plus, I'm going to give you the opportunity to possibly promote a high-ticket offer that can generate $3,000 to $4,000 in commissions in one single sale. Now, you might be thinking, that sounds great, but what if I get confused or lost along the way? First off, I wouldn't blame you for thinking that at all. Like, I get that. This online business stuff, it's not easy. The GAZ system is by far the best system I've ever found at taking all of the guesswork out of it. But I'm going to be honest with you, people can still get overwhelmed, and I don't want that to happen to you at all. So within our bonus too, you're going to get group coaching every Tuesday and Wednesday, where you'll get on a call with somebody who's making 6 to 7 figures per year already and be able to ask them how to overcome any technical issues on Tuesdays. That's anything from marketing right through to website questions or anything. Then you get a good helping of mindset help on Wednesdays. So you're set, excited, and motivated through the rest of the week. which, if you weren't aware, mindset is considered the #1 most important asset for business success by almost every top-level executive in the real world. Elon Musk said, "I think it's possible for ordinary people to choose to be extraordinary." And there's a screenshot from one of the Wednesday night calls. You can see this topic is breaking down how Garrett was able to generate $48,000 in just 1 month. He actually did a lot more than that this past month. I think it was like almost 60. But what about when you first get started? What if, like so many others, you get started running in the wrong direction? And remember earlier when I said it takes people roughly 3 to 5 years to start seeing success online? That's because they went in the wrong direction for years and continually have to restart back at square one when they realize they took the wrong road. And I don't want that to happen to you. So bonus number 3 is a one-on-one strategy session, which is $1,000 value. I actually don't know how to put a value on this with opportunity costs of going in the wrong direction. This could be worth 6 or even 7 figures. Okay, so schedule this call immediately after you join. You get a personalized strategy based on personal responsibilities, relationships, family, friends, professional responsibilities, risk tolerance, experience, and what prevents you from ever taking a step in the wrong direction. To recap, you're covered from the moment you start. You then have support twice a week to handle any questions or roadblocks you may face. But we thought, what about all the time in between? That's why you're going to get access to our private Facebook group with over 5,000 members currently, including the 6 and even 7-figure earners you've seen on here today. So answer your question within minutes of you posting them. And since we literally span the globe, it doesn't matter what time zone you're in. You can see an example here of Kirk, who was a little stuck on how to set up engagement ads, which you'll learn what that means once you get inside, and the community was able to quickly help him to get on the right track as fast as possible. So he wasn't stuck on his own, spending hours trying to figure it out. Okay, here's what you're going to get when you sign up today. The GAZ Pro Training and Business System, which is valued at, with a done-for-you sales page, $297 per month. You have email marketing platform, which is valued at $199 per month. Then the Facebook ads training, which is valued at $2,000 per month. Campaign templates, which is valued at $5,000, plus a bonus of a high-converting product, which is valued at $4,000. 2 weekly coaching calls valued at $500. An initial strategy call valued at $1,000, plus a private Facebook group, which is valued at $99 per month. Your total value just there is $13,095. So, all right, since you're still here, you probably have one question. Where do I sign up? So let me show you exactly how to do that. And I see a bunch of yeses. Let's see, yes, yes, yes. Brady says yes, yes. Andrea says yes. My boy Makeover says yes. Jamie says yes. Chaney says yes. Awesome. 100% yes. Yes, sir. All right. Okay, so I'm going to do a live walkthrough on how you guys can get started. You send me that, yeah. Jake's going to send me over the link so I can show you guys. You get a little sneak peek into my Facebook. Okay, so what you're going to do is, here's the workshop. You're going to come up here. You're going to refresh your screen. That's refreshing right now. Don't worry, the workshop will continue to play no matter what. Then boom, you click join the success team now. Now that actually worked, awesome. So when that comes up, then you're going to get to the checkout page, the secure checkout page, which you enter in your first name, your last name, your email address, your phone number, your zip code, then your credit card number, security code, month and year. I agree to be billed monthly and agree to the terms of service. Just saying error because I didn't enter an email in there. And you'll be locking in 100% money back guarantee. You're also safe and secure like anything you buy on Amazon. So let's get back to it. You guys can definitely comment in the chat if you have any questions on how that works. By the way, you're also going to be completely covered by our 14-day we'll buy it back guarantee. If for any reason after jumping into the program you feel this isn't right for you, we will personally buy the program back by reimbursing you for the full amount you spent. So go ahead and get signed up knowing that if you're not satisfied within the first 14 days, we'll give you a full refund. Now, if you remember back to the beginning, the Jeff Bezos regret minimization framework, this is the perfect time to use it for your own life right now. After everything you've heard on this workshop and knowing the opportunity that's in front of you, if you were able to look back at this moment at the age of 80, would you regret not taking a leap of faith and trying this out, knowing that there's very, very little risk and you're not having to leave your career, remortgage your house, or sell your belongings to fund this business, but you could potentially change your entire life's trajectory in as little as 3 to 5 months? If the answer to that question was yes, then you owe it to yourself to jump in today for $99 and you can cancel at any time. So, all right, let's make this a little bit more interesting. I want to reward action takers. So for the next 10 people who join up, I'm already seeing people come in, so this is good. I'm going to give you a couple of exclusive bonuses and specifically designed to get you up and running in the shortest amount of time possible. So first off, you have everything you need to learn and start running a successful advertising campaigns on Facebook. But something nobody will tell you is it can take a really long time to find the perfect customer to target. So I want to take care of that for you with my discovery guide. So you're going to uncover the perfect product for your customer in as little as 30 minutes instead of 5+ hours. So you can spend less to acquire them as a customer and they spend more because they want exactly what you're selling. Now, let me ask you, would you like to know exactly what I'm doing in my business to hit over $240,000 in the first 14 months and how to apply it to your own? That's where the fast action bonus number 2 comes in. With a one-on-one coaching call with me, this is a $500 value. And based on the amount I make while working on my business, being in and around $1,000 per hour mark, you'll get a 30-minute coaching call where I can work with you to plan, strategize, and eliminate roadblocks. Plus, I'll give you my exact blueprint to grow your business from 0 to 6 figures in less than a year. Okay, here's what you're going to get when you sign up today. For the GAZ Pro Training and Business System, you're going to get a done-for-you sales page, which is valued at $297 per month. The email marketing platform valued at $199 per month. The Facebook ads training, which is valued at $2,000. The 7-figure campaign templates valued at $5,000, plus a bonus. High converting product valued at $4,000. 2 weekly coaching calls valued at $500. Initial strategy call valued at $1,000, plus a private Facebook group valued at $99 per month. The fast action bonus limited to the first 10 people. The discovery guide valued at $200. The 30-minute coaching call valued at $500. That's a total value right there of $13,795. And if you haven't signed up yet, all of those bonuses are still on the table. So again, click that orange button below and let's get you plugged in. All right, guys, so let's open this up for Q&A. We've got a few minutes right here in the chat box. I want to make sure we get everything answered. So we'll dig into those. But if you have a question you haven't asked yet, now is the time. So go ahead and chat below. All right, guys, I've been keeping a secret for those of you who are, committed to stay until the very end. So what you see there is the mansion that I live down in San Diego, California. And for a little motivation, I want to make you guys a really cool offer. When you hit your first $20,000 month, we will actually fly you out here first class to hang out with us for a week. Come out, enjoy the beautiful weather, and get around people that aren't just doing what you're doing, but making the kind of money you want to be making. And I can tell you, every time I get around people that are making $10,000, $20,000, even $30,000 more than me per month, it seems to change my standards. And I have major jumps in my income almost immediately. And you'll find out why we're going to fly you out at no cost. So, all right, that's it for me. It's been an absolute pleasure. I really enjoyed this. I look forward to getting started with those of you who signed up. If you didn't, no hard feelings at all. I hope you got a ton of value from today's training. I'm going to leave you with some video testimonials of people who were in the exact situation, in your exact situation, or maybe even worse for that matter. They joined up and found a way out. Have I even had the screen share up? What's up, guys? All right, so I'm going to pass it off to my man Jake here. He actually came in. We're going to answer some questions here. What's the $4,000 product? You'll find that out after you get in, Rebecca, once you go through the coaching process. What your items these people saw to make this money. Yeah, Eric, you'll find that out when you go in. Yeah, you're welcome, James. Let's see. So what's the monthly cost? Yeah, $99. So I'm gonna bring up my man Jake. He was able to quit his job in 7 months after he started working with me. So I'm super pumped to bring him out here, and we're gonna have some fun. We're gonna bring on some other testimonials too.
Hey guys, you've probably heard most of my story already, but I want to kind of fill you in on a few parts that Anton didn't really touch on. So like he said, I was able to quit my job in 7 months and really start living my life for me. What he didn't tell you was at that point, I was probably at one of the lowest points in my life when I was ready to do this, because I had racked my brain trying to figure out what I was doing wrong. And I kept thinking there was something wrong with me. And it was only when I started to like look on the internet and start to like look around that it was like, no, a lot of people are kind of feeling this way, but just nobody has an answer to it. So instead I turned into like complaining with my coworkers that this wasn't being done and that wasn't being done. And I realized that that was really not good for me. And especially once I really started to up my personal development game and like realized like that was toxic. So I got myself out of that scenario and really started to dig into like what I could actually do. So I started buying courses online on how to like sell your products online or become an expert in this and that. And I started literally going like that and going every direction. And I really wasn't getting anywhere with it. After a year, I'd spent almost $10,000 and I literally had almost nothing to show for it. I had a lot of knowledge, but I had never made any considerable money. So when Anton showed me this, he showed me that I didn't have to focus on all those little things. I realized I had like a big epiphany that like I had literally been looking to like try to figure everything out. And it was like I had a puzzle box and I was just like, but I never saw the picture, right? So I didn't know what I was actually supposed to make. People were just giving me little parts and sections to make, and I didn't really realize that I was just missing puzzle pieces, right? And I would have never known that had Anton not just shown me and got me to focus on one thing. And that's why when I started focusing on one thing, like he said, I was able to make $1,120 in my first month doing this. And that to me was like a huge revelation. And I really like woke up for the first time, like, oh my God, I can do this. And that is when I just like got really consistent with it and kept with it. And that's how I was able to quit my job in 7 months. You know, like people are always like, what's the secret? What's the secret? I will tell you this, like, I don't know if there is a secret, but one is to really keep going. And the other one is to have good mentors. I'll give you an example. Recently, you know, I asked Anton, you know, something about my business, and within 5 minutes, he was able to redirect my focus on, you know, what I should be working on rather than what I thought I should be working on. And literally probably saved me, you know, 5 weeks to 2 months of me trying to go and figure it out myself. So that's really the difference of like having people that have been there before, having that, you know, the aspect of the community. Those Tuesday and Wednesday calls have like just been, they like, I remember when I was first starting out and I'd like get a little something, but maybe I'd lose steam after a week or two because something wasn't happening. And then boom, I'd get on one of those calls and instantly like my whole state would be popped up. I would be like excited. And like, I was like, wow, like I can totally do this. Like people are doing it. I reminded myself of what was going on because like, I don't know about you, but like sometimes I can just be like, I get in people telling me the things that aren't possible, those complaining people or whatever, you know, they can be really distracting. Just like the pop-up just popped up in my window, right? It's like people can distract you. And like having this community has really kept me laser focused on like, okay, I got to go back to it. This is what I got to do like every day. You know, we have a module in there that like keeps you focused. What do you have to do every day? Like, what is it that you're doing every day that's you know, creating income in your business? And that way you can focus on that. And that way I could focus on my time very specifically on what I had to do. So even when I only had like a very small amount of time, like when I was really busy with work or I was traveling, I could focus on just making sure I got that done every day. And that's what kept my business going while I was working. So I think I've talked enough. I know we got some more questions coming in here. And then I'm going to be bringing out some more people as well. So what do we got? I have no experience in computer or business or online things. Is this good for me if I'm a total noob when it comes to this? That is from Haricharan, I think it's Patel. Yeah, this system was literally built for people that have no experience. I know I said I had a little experience. We've had people come on here that have had no experience and are doing the same amount and having a lot of getting a lot of progress. A lot of those people we showed started off with no experience. So this is definitely something built with those people in mind, and that's where that's why it really shines, because it really gives that ability. You are inspiring. Did take some value from this, but awesome. I'd love to do my job. I did take some value from that. I'm not really sure what you're saying there, Andrea, but thank you. Cool. Awesome. So I'm going to bring out our next person here. I'm going to switch it up from what we normally do. I'm going to bring this guy, Jared, out. He is from the South, probably still warm down there, unlike a lot of the country. And he's got a great energy with him. So I'm just going to let him share his experience with you. And I'll take it away, Jared.
What's up, guys? So, yeah, I am that person that had absolutely zero experience before entering this group. And the one point that I want to emphasize is just the very fact that I was in such a different route prior to even entering this venture. So let me just share my little story a little bit. I was a college student preparing to enter medical school. And I was studying on all my tests. I was about to take my MCAT, which is the big, huge test to get into med school. And so for some unknown reason, I decided to take a little time off and work in the medical field so that I would be able to understand what it is that I am about to go through. I wanted to have let's say a high quality experience in which I experience everything. So I got an offer from a doctor to work at a death and dying hospital. Now this sounds a little weird, but it's just something that I went through. And the one thing that I learned at this hospital is that life is so short. I mean, just from my experiences with spending time with people that are on their last breath, what I see most is that they wish they would have taken those steps to implement their happiness in every single area of their life. And to me, this was the prime motivator for me to find a way to bring freedom in every aspect of my life. So, like all synchronicities work, at about this time, I found GAZ. And I found the importance in which it would catapult my life into the area that I desired it to be. And from taking that step to get into GAZ, I have never looked back. And the only thing that I have looking forward is more new beginnings every single day of my life. So I couldn't be more honored to be where I am right now. Thank you so much, Jake.
Awesome. Thank you, brother. Yeah, that is some powerful stuff. It's really a lucky thing to kind of witness, like you said, the people at the end of their life. And that's the thing, is that I read the study once, and the biggest thing people regret is the chances that they didn't take. Like, number one biggest regret people have on their deathbed. So really powerful stuff there, Jared. Thank you for sharing, my friend. And then we had a question from Brady. He said, for all those things you said, it gets for $99 a month. Yes, Brady, except for those limited time bonuses, those are available. So the bonuses will go away after this webinar, and especially the 10, once we hit that 10 limit, which we're getting close here, those will go away. But yeah, everything else is included in the membership for sure. Let's see. We have, okay, so Rebecca asked, will I really be able to hit 6 or 7 figures in a year if I'm fully dedicated? That is really hard for me to answer. I cannot promise that. I can say that people have done it, but I just don't know what to you fully dedicated means. So this is your business. So it's completely up to you and what you're going to put into it. We will show you, the steps of the way. What I will say is, working with a lot of students on my own, the people that put in the effort, I can direct them once they take effort. and really push on it. But I can't guarantee how hard you're going to work. That's the one thing I cannot. That's the variable that we don't have any control over, right? Like, I can give you the best tools ever. It's like, for example, like if you give, a 5-year-old kid a downhill racer's mountain bike, and you're like, all right, this downhill racer does this, can you do this too? It's like, there's no guarantee he's going to do that, just because you have the ability, you have the equipment to do it, right? So the equipment works. I can't guarantee what anybody's going to make, and it would be foolish for me to do that. So with that in mind, yes, we have a 14-day we'll buy it back guarantee. That is the guarantee. All right, so let's see. We have Amanda. Amanda's awesome. I got to spend, met her on multiple occasions. She's got a huge amount of energy. She's got a really cool story, and I'm going to let her take it away.
Hey, Jake. Thanks so much. Yes, I'm Amanda Spiller, and I have been with Global Affiliate Zone for several months now, and I was able to see results fairly immediately within my first few weeks, which was very refreshing for me because I've actually been in the online space for 7 years now. I have done everything from traditional affiliate marketing, where I was making 50 cents and $1 here and there, to selling my own physical products online, selling my own information products online, and nothing ever really came together for me in a way that got me ahead. I was always able to just scrape by, but I wasn't able to really live the life that I wanted to live. So I wanted to have a business where I was my own boss, and I was also able to affect the world on a larger scale by making people happier, making people healthier, etc. And I figured the best way to do this was, since I couldn't figure it out how to do it online, was to go to school and get a degree. So I went to school and got a degree in culinary arts. And as I was doing that, I realized that I didn't want to spend time in a kitchen all day. Even if I was just going to people's homes and cooking food for them, it wasn't my thing. So around that time, I started investing more heavily into courses and coaching and events and seminars and all types of things to try and teach me how to have a successful online business. And what I ultimately ended up with was a very pretty website, very awesome logo and colors and everything, but no actual money coming in. And when I say I invested I invested like multiple 5 figures, and I had this money because around that time, something amazing also happened to me, which was I won the lottery. I won $1 million on a scratch ticket. And I just thought that that was going to be the answer to all of my problems. That was going to show me how to have a successful business, right? But it didn't work that way. And, the more I invested, the less I had coming in from it. I started to realize I was dwindling down right back to the situation that I was in before I won the lottery. And that was a terrible feeling. So my solution to that was, okay, I'm going to go back to school and get a better degree, and then things will really come together for me, because that's what we're taught, like at that point I was like, great, I'm going to have to get a regular job just like everyone else. So thank goodness that I didn't give up. And the reason I didn't give up was because I was introduced to Anton, and he introduced me to this whole system and this whole community. And it was a no-brainer for me after all of the experience I had had and the failures I had had. The way that this is all laid out for you, you have someone by you to help you every step of the way. And that's what I was missing before. I didn't have a system. I didn't have someone that I could text or call or send a Facebook message to or what have you. And that's what I have in Anton. That's what I have in Jake. And now I have an online business that is real, that actually works, that actually makes money, that I'm actually proud of. And, I like sharing with other people. So, thank goodness for that. And it's not only about the business and the money side of things. We're also very much about becoming better people. That's what my problem was. I couldn't hold on to all that money because I hadn't become the person that I needed to be in order to keep that money. So money isn't everything. And that's why I love this community so much, and why I'm still here, and why I'm so happy, and I want to share it with everyone. So thank you, Jake, for letting me share it with everyone.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you for dropping all that gold. I don't know if any of you guys caught that, but one of her big takeaways from this whole experience was, becoming the person that, you know, holds on to the money, that, you know, knows what they have to do. Because the thing is that they've studied a lot of lottery winners, you know, and everybody, and I've thought that on so many occasions, if I just win the lottery, then everything would be easy. And the thing is that we don't change as people just because we win the lottery. We actually, they've done studies, and a lot of people end up worse off than before they actually started, because they spend all that money because they're not used to it, and they just subconsciously keep spending it. So that's part of that. Like we said, we have those mind shift days that, like, we really go into that, and you have access to those when you join us here. So I had a couple more questions come in. So before I bring out the next person, I'm going to do that. Let's see here. Okay, so Channing has asked a couple questions, so I wanted to answer that for you. But so as far as to kind of answer both of your questions at once here, what I would say is we're running out of those quick start bonuses. So if this is something you know you want to do, you can jump in right now. You get that 14-day money back guarantee. For the we might send out a replay. Check your email for that if you want to show it to your business partner. And as far as the price being available, the bonuses are only available until this webinar ends, until we sell out of them, which we're getting real close here on those. And then, yes, I think that answers your question there. And yeah, so Camp Baden tomorrow, you still have the ability, Robert, to join us. You'll just miss out on some of those bonuses, like we said. Okay, awesome. We'll join tomorrow. Welcome on board, Robert. Awesome. Awesome. So I'm going to bring out Rob here, who's an awesome dude, lives up in the Pacific Northwest and always has some good stuff to say. He's a musician, and I'm sure he's going to lay some knowledge on you guys here tonight. You there, Rob?
Yep, I sure am. Can you hear me?
Buddy. Yep, you're all good. I'll let you take it away.
So first of all, I just want to thank Jake and Anton for hosting this. It's really cool because I'm listening to some of these questions, and there's definitely some excitement in the air tonight, which I think is really awesome. Talk about my wife actually signed us up for this program, and she's actually in the other room on a meeting right now, which is pretty cool. But really what this has done for us over the last 3-4 months has brought us a lot closer together as a couple, because we're learning how to work as a team. And if any of you are on this tonight, in a relationship or married or working with a business partner, you know that teamwork is not something that just happens naturally. It really does take some work. And what's nice about this group is that it's just such a mix of people from different walks of life that really want to succeed. And when you get everybody moving in that direction of success, it's just amazing what we can discover, not just about ourselves, but about each other. And there's been some books that I've been reading myself. One of them is called The Magic. If you're going into any sort of business venture, please read The Magic. And really, what this has done is brought me to a point of gratitude for everything that I have. We're not, knocking it out of the park yet business wise, but we're really not far from it. And we've only been doing this since August or September, Jake. But really, if you're looking at doing anything with a business or any sort of investment, this is the spot that you need to be in. This is the right place. This is the right group of people. This is the right team, the right system. Literally, it is dot to dot how to build your online business and build it successfully. If you follow the instructions, and they're very simple, so simple a fifth grader could do it. If you can read and you can write even a little bit, and you've got an interesting story to tell, and everybody has an interesting story to tell, you can truly make this work. And that's really all I got tonight. I'm really excited to be a part of this particular cast tonight. Thank you very much. It's really neat to be among the elites like Jared and Jake and Anton and Amanda. And just glad to be a part of this team. So thank you very much. And I'm looking forward to see who joins next. It's going to be exciting.
Thanks a lot, Rob, man. Thank you. I love that. And Rob brought up a good point. It's really about, I didn't believe it when I started. I didn't think I had a very interesting story. I didn't think I had like the success that was necessary to go out there and do it. And, with the training and everything, I understood that, yeah, you can construct a story. And there are people out there that, you know, you are doing you just know a little bit more, you know, and you can introduce them to what is actually going on. And, you know, like we said, that this is really the time to do it. And you actually have a huge advantage now that even just watching this webinar, you know more than 99% of the normal people out there. So I don't see any other questions, guys. If you have any more questions, now is going to be the last call. We got one more person to bring on, and then I'm going to shut this down. All those quick start bonuses are going to go away when we shut it down. So those it doesn't look like they're quite taken up, so they're still available. But yeah, definitely jump in now if you're on the edge. I'm going to bring out Eric here. He's actually a doctor of physical therapy, really interesting dude. And I think it just, with that, well, why would a doctor want to get into something like this? I'm going to let him answer that question for you. You there, Eric? Dr. Eric? There he is.
Can you see me?
Yeah,
cool.
You're good.
Cool. So yeah, thanks, Jake, for bringing me on. And yeah, definitely thank you, Anton, for hosting this webinar for sure. Thank you guys. You guys are some awesome guys, trust me. So I'm gonna talk a little bit about myself and just how I got here. So as Jake said, I'm a doctor of physical therapy. Just like many of you, I'm sure you were told the key to a good life, or the key to get ahead, is you go to school, get a good degree, and then you get a good job. And and I did those things and some, right? I mean, I went on and got a graduate degree, but going through school, I mean, I always enjoyed what I was learning, just because I am a lover of knowledge. But as you start working, and you have to pay bills and things like that, things start adding up, and now I have loans that I have to pay back and things like that. So things start adding up. I have a very solid job. I have a very good job, but as bills, things pile up, your money doesn't stretch as far as it once did. I mean, even the dollar doesn't stretch as far as it once did as well. So I started looking for other ways to make some money. So I got into network marketing, tried that for a little while. I had some success, but on top of a full-time job and things like that, and even with just, finally getting my career started, it just wasn't the right fit for me at the time. And then even going forward and trying to get my career started, my life together, right? I actually had something, wonderful happen to me. It's funny, life likes to send you little tests along the way, or just little challenges, or maybe just things that to overcome to make you a better person. But I have a beautiful baby girl now that I care for and look after, and having her just really changed my whole perspective, because I have seen people that didn't go to school, or they went to school and changed their path, and they have wonderful, awesome lives. I'm not saying that if you went to school, you're gonna have a bad life. I mean that's your choice, but there's just more out there. There's just so much more that we all can have. So anyways, going forward, I actually met Anton at a personal development seminar, and going there, we chatted back and forth, and slowly he shared with me what he was doing, and I saw how he was able to go from New Orleans and move all the way to San Diego, and I saw a lot of the success he was having. So just like what you guys are watching right now, I jumped on this webinar, and I actually had to watch it 3 times just to make sure it wasn't really like a scam, because I had really no online experience at all. I mean, just going to the person that had that question, I mean, I have 0 online experience. So I watched this thing, I got plugged in, and I was just blown away, because the training was, it was simple, it was straightforward. I mean, it gets you rocking from day one. I mean, plus there's tools in there to grow you as a person, because that is the key right there. So you have that, plus I mean, Anton and Jake are just a phone call, text away. So I mean, you have support. So I mean, it's just it's basically a win-win. So you guys, that's my story. Grateful for the future, grateful for you guys, and man, thanks for having me on. Appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure, brother. Thank you for telling your story, man. I appreciate that. Good having you out, my friend. And like you said, guys, there's a difference between attaining a bunch of knowledge and being able to actually implement it. And that's one thing we really definitely focus on here. So I wanted to welcome, I saw Channing jumped in there. Welcome on board, my friend. Yeah, we'll definitely get that out to you. Awesome, Robert. Robert said he's getting his passport right away. Looking forward to San Diego. Awesome, dude. I'm looking forward to welcoming you here. It's funny. I actually moved here from New Hampshire about 10 years ago, and every year I you have the call with your parents, and I've been FaceTiming them, and I'll be sweating, and they'll be huddled around the fire, and there'll be snow outside. So just a little realistic, it's this has allowed me to keep doing this and staying here, and I don't have to have that high paying engineering job. So I'm really excited for those of you guys who jumped in and joined us here tonight. I don't see any more questions in there, so I know we all have busy things to do. That offer is available for you right now. Those bonuses are quickly going away. With that in mind, I just want to thank you for your time, because like I said, I know we're all very busy here. There's a lot of demands on our time. And the reason we really put this together and really do our best to really keep it on track and give you guys as much information as we can pack into this hour is because we really respect that you guys are busy. And that is, again, why we put together this system in the first place, because it really can be difficult when you already have a job to try to go and start another career. So this system is actually, I would call it like the career changing system, because this is really where a lot of business is going right now. And like Anton said, being a fast follower at this point is a really good place to be. And I'm really excited to welcome everybody that's joined us here tonight into the community. You'll be seeing that. You'll be welcome to that Facebook group right away as soon as we can, once you get in there, and we'll get you in there and you'll be welcomed into the community. You'll get on that coaching call and you'll be able to really put together a plan for yourself for the first time. Because I remember when I was starting out, I just wished like somebody could just lay out the steps. And on that call, you're going to get laid out the steps. On the training, it's going to be clear to you how you can follow through on what you've really started here tonight. So welcome those of us who've joined us tonight. Thank you for spending your time and putting your trust in us. And, we'll do our best to return that favor to you as you really get moving here and do, what you really want to do with your life. And like I said, if you want to go after it, we got the tools. It's just going to take you stepping through that door. So have a great night. And we'll talk to you soon.